No joking aside, guys, this time. Support your local fire department. And when you do, don't forget the hot dogs and the marshmallows.
B.
Just kidding, just kidding. Seriously, support your local fire department. I'm out.
We're back. Oh yeah, we're back. I'm Plasticon, and this is another review. We're going rescue style today with Red Alert and Inferno. Generation 1. Yes, Generation 1. But those who don't know what Generation 1 stuff is, it has die-cast parts in it. If you don't know what die-cast is, look it up. You got the internet. Anyway, moving on. We have got Red Alert. Here's little G1 Red Alert. He's got quite a bit of die-cast in his legs. All this white you see here, both sides, it's all die-cast. He's got a nice heavy boot to him, so he's pretty stable when you put him down. Now, the cool thing about these guys is, yeah, there's pretty much no articulation in the legs. He does have arm movement. That's about all you're really going to get, though. Shoulder movement. Head. Gives you kind of a head nod. But that's about it. I'll let you get a good look at the head sculpt itself. If you guys have any of the generations, you understand that that head sculpt has pretty much been cloned. Anyhow, it says Fire Chief here. Yes, I know the decals are garbage on it. I'm going to be getting repro labels for him soon. But anyway, he has rubber tires. His tires are rubber. We'll find that out here in a couple minutes. Anyway, the awesome thing about Generation 1 is the transformation is so simple. Even a child could do it. Oh wait, these were geared toward like ages 5 and up, I think, back then. Anyway, what you're going to do, first thing, is take these legs, push them together. Take his feet, push them up. And one of these is a little finicky on mine. What do you expect, 30-year-old toy? It's a little more than finicky. Oh, there it goes. And push his legs up, his little feet. And the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take his head, and then you're going to push it back here into this very back area here. Just like so. Then take this whole bonnet piece, you're going to move it all the way up. Not going to move it all the way though, because you're going to want to have room for this here to kind of click in. Next thing you'll do, move his arms, kind of push him in. Then push this whole bonnet down like that. You notice it's kind of clicked. It's got like a little bit of a lip that goes up underneath. And the next thing you do is kind of move these up. And mine's old and finicky, so these do not like to line up perfect. Because, you know, that's what happens over the years. You get an old Transformer, it does that. But the great thing is this is Generation 1 at its finest, and this is like genuine stuff. Take the back, push it together, kind of line everything up, make sure all your panels are all nice and lined up, and there you go. Got a Lamborghini Countach. It's got pretty decent paint apps. This is back when they actually did a fairly good job with paint apps. The decals are really good on the back, but they're a bit garbage here. and obviously there. It does have translucent lights. Its windows are a little bit yellowed on this one, but if you ever get one of these in hand, they're pretty nice. Rub symbol doesn't really like to work well on it. I can kind of warm it up to the lamp. There you go. Let you guys see the rub sign if I can. Yeah. It's got a bit of a ding in it. I'm going to have to replace it when I replace the rest of them. The front of it's been kind of a little bit yellowed because this is actually a different kind of plastic than this is, so. But you forgive it. It's Generation 1. But anyhow, to show you guys a comparison whenever it comes to rubber wheels versus these silly plastic things. I'm going to take Peekaboo Prime here. Oh, size comparison. Sorry. Take old Peekaboo. I'm going to turn him into truck mode real quick. Quickly changing a 2-year-old's toy. By the way, if you guys ever own this Peekaboo Prime, that's a real pain in the butt. It really is. It doesn't like to hold together with a crap. Alright, there we go. But anyway, there's a click in here. Stupid peg. How's a 5-year-old supposed to figure that out? Anyway. Size comparison. He's not bad. Not bad at all. Absolutely love this guy. Now, listen to this. Now imagine for about 4 hours of that. Oh yeah, I could deal with that. Rubber tires are where it's at. Come on, Hasbro, please bring them back. We love you guys. Anyway, moving on to Inferno. Here's Inferno. His decals aren't the greatest, but it's not bad. Now you get a good look at the head sculpt. I slowly had to piece this guy together. I rescued him and Red Alert from a junk bin, pretty much. I was fairly lucky to find this guy intact like I did. He does have a firing missile thing. Doesn't work very well on it. The springs inside this are fairly weak, but I think that's because this is the American version. If you had the Takara one back then, it wouldn't. Now his fist, this is a nice laser gun. The gun actually does come out of his fist. You can put it in either one. He does come with both fists, a left and a right. So you don't have to necessarily put these in there, but I've got a grapple as well. So I just figured, you know, since I had 2 of these off the sprue, I just use one fist in one fist in the other. I'll do a review on him pretty soon too. Anyway, I'm going to pop his fist out. And the die cast in this guy is in the feet as well. It's just the feet. But he's pretty cool. I really like this fire engine thing. And the cool thing is you don't necessarily have to have this all the way down to the ground in order to hold him up. Now if you have some of them that are a little older and a little weaker, you can use it, but I don't do it on this one because he doesn't need it. But anyway, this guy's got a really, really simple transformation. It's not too complex. First thing you're going to do is you're going to release his head. His head is kind of clipped under here. Tends to be a little bit finicky. But what do you expect with toys this old? Pop this thing loose. Maybe. If it wants to. Let's see here. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to pull these off. These little bits here don't necessarily need to stay on it in fire engine mode, or in robot mode when you're transforming it. They tend to get in the way, honestly. They're supposed to be like a representation of like a spray hose or something, but I just think they're kind of weird. I did have this guy when I was a kid, by the way. This guy was probably one of my favorite out of all the G1s. Mainly because I didn't have an Optimus Prime. And I really liked red, and I liked fire engines when I was a kid. So, okay, is this gonna release? Come on, come on. There it goes. Alright, as you can see, there's a peg there, and there's this piece right here. It kind of wedges in there, but depending on which ones you get, sometimes you'll end up getting some that they're harder to get off than others. I might have to go in and do a little bit of a mod to make it a little less stressful. But anyway, as that happens, you can fold the entire cab back. Then you'll take these arms, fold these up, these little wing pieces here on his shoulders, and then move these back. Move them back just like that. Then you'll take the feet and fold them down. And you'll take this entire part here. Oh, well, no, I want to do this first. Fold this piece back up to the front. Let's hang on to it. And fold these down. Then move this entire part here back. Now, the one thing you're going to want to do is flip this. This will actually flip forward and all the way around. So that way it's a big box. You'll set it down like this. Now, inside here there's a little pin, there's a little peg, and then there's a hole in the arm. And you'll just peg that to this on both sides. That kind of helps hold the entire truck together. Straighten everything out here. Then move this entire ladder forward. And there we go. Got our nice little fire truck. He does have the gimmick where you can pull this out, and it's actually on two different ones. Unlike Hotspot, this actually has a pretty good reach. Trying to pull it out without like actually pulling it off the track. There we go. You can see he's got a really good reach. The sad thing is this doesn't really have any rotation back here in the back. I kind of wish they could have like incorporated some type of rotating mechanism here, but this really will not rotate at all. So, word to the wise, don't try doing it, because you've got this piece of chrome here. That whole piece of chrome there will break off if you try forcing it to rotate. But you tell, it's a pretty cool little fire truck. He's probably one of my favorite out of my generation ones that I have. He's really cool. He's got his little rub sign up top. It still works too. He does have these little translucent lights. Sadly, my grapple's missing one of the little translucent things that go around it, so maybe one day I'll find one. But got a nice chrome bumper. Love that. And the cool thing is if you look on the inside of the actual cab, the cab actually has detail on the inside, along with the windshield wipers. But there you go. So you get a good look at the entire truck all together. But these little bits here, there's really no place to put them. I mean, I was looking all over the place on this thing one day, and I was like, where can I put these things? Because I don't like loose bits, but that was one of the bad things about Generation 1 is you had a lot of parts. Some people really were into the whole part former thing, and some people still knock it to this day. I don't really mind parts forming. I mean, I guess you can put these like this, but when you do, it doesn't really let you close the ladder down all the way. And it looks kind of weird with those sticking out. And you can't really put them this way because if you do, it'll... Well, you can't go that way at all. But if you go the other direction with them, it does that. Not a fan of that. So I just tend to kind of keep those bits to the side. But anyway, there's Inferno. Size comparison. Same length. He is a little longer than Red Alert. And the other thing? Yes, rubber tires. I mean, what's Hasbro thinking not giving us rubber tires anymore? I mean, yeah, it might bump the cost of the toy, but who cares? It's Generation 1. That is one of my rants. I absolutely love rubber tires on Transformers. But anyway, this has been Plasticon. This has been another review. And I will catch you guys later. Peace out.